It was very nice. I did not have any hurdles. Everything was made very lucid. Everything was made very easy. So really thankful to all of you of bringing things together for people who think it is possible or impossible, but you make it possible.
Hello everyone, welcome to SSH Publication. So today we are having Dr. Sangeeta Shetty ma'am with us. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you ma'am for having your book published with us. So please tell us how are you feeling now your book is live all over the internet and everywhere. So how are you feeling ma'am?
It feels very accomplished, something that you probably just had it in your mind. It takes shape, it takes birth. You're a parent to a particular thing. You're literally creating an aspect of your own self, on shelf. So it's nice.
Amazing. So, ma'am, your book, Adhyay, the chapter within, is really beautiful in itself. And when we talk about this Adhyay, this chapter, I just want to know from you what it is for you and with what, what was the inspiration for this book?
Okay, so I think there were 2 to 3 things that I would put it in perspective. One definitely was leaving a legacy, because certain footprints of your own self when you leave the planet,
Yeah.
you want probably you don't want people to remember or anything, but you want your own people, your own child, to know what a parent was. And Adhyay, the chapters within, is not really a sit down book. I sat down and I said, okay, fine, I'm going to publish a book. That was not the ideology behind it. I just wrote some things though that did come to my mind every day. Sometimes even looking at what people did, or how did I react to situations, or for that matter, even looking at trees, sky, moon, sun, phenomenon of earth, etc., etc. I would just go on writing some things that came into my mind. And later on, when I just revisited those things, I realized probably, and there were a few other people, good friends, whom I would share these things with, or on my status, and they said, "Why don't you just put it together and give it a shape of a book?" And so I think one is probably to give myself a little immortality, and second is leave a legacy for my daughter. She'll probably read "We all have to go, we are mortals," and I think when we leave some footprints to make to see the other person what work we have done.
Amazing. Really amazing. So, whenever we talk about the life, it is very it has so many meanings for so many people. So, I just want to know what is the meaning of life for you?
Uh, Meaning of life is it actually evolves every day. I feel it changes every day because we maturing every day. Yeah, every new day, every new moment brings some change. What I was yesterday, I'm not today, and
True.
probably what you see me tomorrow, I may not be the same what I am right now. So I think one needs to take one day at a time where life is. And I would also say a certain amount of seriousness plus fun plus many other things together, put together. I would say life is each one's to their own self. And I'll tell you very honestly, as sometimes time passes, the moment you have lived, and that moment you have that which you lived already, when you compare the two, you realize that life is very frail. It's really very frail, but we take it very seriously. I don't think we should be taking life very seriously, but it's a gift, and I think we should make best of it.
Amazing. So everybody has chapters into their life, and of course, you do have. When we talk about, the chapters, there are some which are really, memorable that you just can't forget throughout your life. So I just want to know from you, what is that particular chapter of your life that has made you whatever you are today, or is the most memorable one for you?
Okay, so truly speaking, personally and professionally are the two things that I would say. Personally, there are many evolving incidences that have taken place. And I think everybody goes through those evolving incidences, which does bring a lot of happiness and yet a lot of learning experiences. For me professionally, I think a learning experience where I challenged an institute and went to court and won. I think that was transforming. That was really metamorphosis of my life. That was so changing. I think my inner personality changed due to that, because I realized that a face of it, things are not just the way the face of it is. There's a lot of other things that go behind, and people, what is shown or what is seen, you got to read in between the lines and work your way, rather than
Agreed.
just being just a.
Amazing. So whenever we talk about like just like this incident that you have talked to us, I just want to know more from you, like what was actually the incident, and how, like, of course, it takes a lot of courage to stand for yourself, and especially in front of like the court and everything. It is very, you know, it is not considered to be that easier for anyone to take their own stand. So how did you manage to do this, and who were in support of you?
Okay, so how did I manage to do it? I think Lord gave me the courage to do it. I truly believe that it is that divine design which helped me sail through this. Who helped me? My husband and my father. They're the two people who were there through thick and thin. And they said, yes, you have done no wrong. I was working in an institute, and uh, because of the personal politics that they had, they terminated my services, and I challenged that in the court myself. And I came out and emerged out a winner. And I think that was a professional chapter. That was a professional
Yeah.
happening that did really take place. But honestly speaking, it changed me personally. So, and I would say my husband and my father, they were two people who really stood by me.
Amazing, ma'am. Really. When it comes to family, it is very, very important for them. Like anybody can't do anything without their family support. It matters a lot, like your emotional support and everything. So, yes, for the half of the battle, I think, is won when our family is with us. So, definitely, that is something that we all need to seek for. So, now I just want to know from you that when we talk about this, you know, life, so everybody has a life, and how do you want to make yourself feel alive in it is something very different, and everybody has their own ways to make themselves feel more alive. So, what do you do, and how do you make sure that you stay alive while being there for other members of your family as well?
Okay, so first of all, very, very important. I am up very early in the morning, very, very early, 4ish, and that gives me a lot of time. Uh, I retire off very early too, but by around 9:30 I retire off, and I'm up early. Gives me a lot of time. I love to read. I love to paint. I think the drawing and all, it is there in my book also. Some few sketches are there in my book.
Okay.
And I learn music. And I think these are the things that give me 48 hours in a day rather than 24 hours, because it just doubles my energy. So I think perhaps that must be I think that must be the catch. Another thing, also, Ankita, I feel is, when you're not really, there is that you're living a stress free life. You have support of your family, you have love of your family, you have professional satisfaction at work. You feel good. You have all the energies to give into good cause. And I think living a life and being there for people also, whether at home or outside,
Yeah.
if you are yourself energized and you are positive, you can do it.
Very well said. Really. So, yes, as we have talked about a very crucial memory of your life and the most crucial chapter, I could say, professionally, now I would also like to ask you what are the best memories of your life that you would like to share with us?
I think every day is such a beautiful memory. I would like to
Okay.
share every day with you. Yeah, because every day there brings something which
Definitely.
which is not just transformative but also very cherishing. uh, just by uh, if you look at memories, if I'm going to revisit a memory, I would say, my the place where my grandmother lived, and I used to go and visit her, and I used to spend hours talking to her. I think even today, when I close my eye, that is a memory which is really very dear. Materialistic gains, materialistic things are truly so. I don't value them that much. I think it's people and relationships and happenings. Those are truly valuable in life.
Your book itself talks a lot about the spirituality and the kind of belief system you have. So, being an advocate and having the spiritual thoughts, how are you bridging these two things, and what is basically the similarities between the two?
Well, if you talk of similarity, see, I'm also into education for that matter,
Okay.
and being, of the like a pipeline which takes values to seekers, but where law is concerned, if you're primarily asking me that, if you see, it's balance, right?
Yeah.
Life is all about balance, law is all about balance, spirituality is all about balance. It's all about how you balance and equate your life out, from the raw. Sometimes you're also meeting, you're coming across people who are very
Yes.
negative, people who put you down, people who don't really care and value your own people, your own, sometimes your own extended families do that.
Agree.
Your extended families just put you down so badly. And I have gone through it, so I really know. But again, you say, whatever goes around comes around. Yeah, so you believe in the law of karma. Similarly, I think law is all about that. Yeah, right. Getting the right judgment for yourself because you are right is law. And here also is law, because if you're going to do right, your right is going to return.
Wow. Really amazing. So, if given a chance, what would be that one law that you would like to maybe alter or change or demolish?
No, that I would not want to do. I think that the constitution do the work. But I don't think I would want. Yeah, there's one thing that I would love to do though, is we in India, and especially in India, because we are not able to really look at, we are not able to pay attention to the cleanliness of the country. I think people in the country who are really lovers of nature and lovers of cleanliness, everybody wants that. If you really go to see, I think some law should be there, that they also should be held responsible. They can
Yeah.
see other people, like policing. I think people of the country also should be given some rights and authorities to check and balance people who are doing wrong. This is what I feel.
Amazing. Okay. So now let's talk about something that is, when we talk about your book, right? And what are the layers and what are the various things that our authors are going to get inside your book? Like a little bit of it, not you're not supposed
Okay.
to disclose it totally.
Uh, I think probably two things I would say. First is, it's very simple. The book is really very simple. It is just thought processes that have come into me, and I have put them down on paper. Period. Second thing is, there are people who are willing and wishing to do a particular thing, but they are unable to do it because they think, oh, it's a tedious process. Why do we compile? What do we do? And all that.
Agree.
Fortunately, your organization has made it very simple for me. It was good rendered help, which made it damn easy for me. It made it very easy. So that I'm very thankful for that, because I never expected that the scattered thoughts and the scattered writings that I had would be compiled into such a nice systematic surface. So the book is about actually everybody. I think everybody must be going through emotions that I have gone through. I have just put the emotions down on paper. Other people's emotions maybe they sublime.
Amazing. Great, really. So, indeed, we human beings are made up of emotions, and this is basically what actually makes us human, our emotions. So, what are the various ways how you celebrate these emotions, or how you would like the audiences to celebrate their emotions, to value them? So, just talk about it.
First, I think would be where be truly be joyous inside.
Yeah.
And materialistic things don't give you joy. Probably a simple walk in the woods, or looking at the sky or moon or sun, something that gives me joy. You see, everybody is each one to their own self as to what joy, the definition of joy is to them. Yeah. I don't know what is the definition of joy to other people, but for me, definition of joy is when I am in nature, when I am either, as I said, when I'm sketching or I am doing my music. I think those are the things that give me pure joy. I will distinguish between being happy and pure joy. That's pure joy for me. Being happy getting a car or getting something, it's very materialistic, lasts for a very short period of time. And I don't think I would define it as joy. So, I think celebrate yourself.
Amazing. Very well said, really. Okay, so you are truly an inspiration, because the way you have fought your own battle, and then um, you are standing as like a woman who is so amazing, right? Like you are now an author as well, and you have already been such a great advocate. So what I want from you is that tell our audience and also the youth of our country how they can manage everything, and like at this age you're managing everything, you are still so much passionate about yourself, like whatever you like, you're like whether it is music, whether it is sketching, you're performing it for yourself, right? So how can we also find out these sort of leisure time for ourselves, and in this whole world where we are so much entangled with so many negativities, how can we still be this positive and still love ourselves?
Okay, so practically, if you go to see, I think discipline is very important. Up in the morning and early retiring, I think is vital. And if I would say, how do you bring that kind of vitality to yourself? Mm, personally, at a personal level, I am into a little bit meditation or dhyan or something or the other every single day, and I read every single day, even if it is 3 to 4 pages. I've given up reading fiction right now, so I'm more into non-fiction, and that is, I think that particular thing gives me pure joy, and that joy gives me the impetus of being what I am. And that thing goes professionally, personally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, in all angles.
Amazing. Okay. So, like every book brings about a change, whether it is in reader or the writer itself. So now I just want to know from you, what are the changes that this book has brought for you?
Given me confidence. I'm actually putting together a second one right now.
Okay.
So it has given me confidence to um, mm, to think, very honestly, confidence to think, because I did not imagine myself to be in black and white anywhere. So when people buy my book or they write a review or they send me a personal note, it just feels good. It just feels nice that, okay, see, you can't reach people,
Yeah.
but people are reaching your thoughts through your book.
Yes.
I cannot reach everybody, right? The people are reaching me, are reaching out to me through my book. By reading my book, probably they are also going through who I am.
Amazing. Yes, definitely. So, whenever we talk about books, definitely it is a part of you, and we write it because we feel the emotions and we just want to pen it. But yet, we all want to reach as many audiences as possible. So, I just want to know from you, what are your ways of promoting your book, or how do you feel about it? Like, how important promotion of your book is?
Truly speaking, Ankita, I did not feel it that way. As I said, my focus was to leave a legacy. But when this particular thing came in, I said, okay, let me enrope myself into this also, and let me see how it is to be an author. So if I would say, right now, the platforms that have been given to me, it's doing reasonably well.
Okay.
And but I have not really thought about uh, promotion, or I have not thought about going out and making it very viewable.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you have any message for our audiences that whatever you want to say, you could just share over here?
I would say, it I think I would say about my book that i- it's a different read. It's a very, very different read. It's neither a prose nor a poem. The flow of thoughts that each human being has, it is just those flow of thoughts. Maybe, could be, if those flow of thoughts are read, they may shape the flow of thoughts of those people who are the audiences who are reading it, and then inspire them to pen their flow of thoughts on paper. That could be the only thing that I can say.
Amazing. Okay, so now I would like to ask you, how was your experience about SCSH publications?
Yeah, I think I already mentioned in one of the questions that you asked me. It was very nice. I did not have any hurdles. Okay, and things made everything was made very lucid. Everything was made very easy. So really thankful to all of you who are doing this amazing job. of bringing things together for people who think it is possible or impossible, but you make it possible.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. So, as we all can probably hear, you have such a great voice. So, we would like to end this interview with one of your, like, whatever you want, you could just sing with your voice, any melody in your voice. You could just.
I don't think I have a melodious voice. Truly speaking, I would. I don't think I'm going to give it an attempt of singing anything up, but I would certainly say that keep up the good work, everybody, and let Lot take care of everyone well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really amazing interviewing you. Got to learn so many things from you, and definitely you are one of the very inspirational personalities that I have seen. Like for young girls and even for the ladies who are, struggling, they can really learn a lot from you. So thank you so much for this wonderful interview.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye.
Thank you.